With all the love and affection, he's like a brother to me. He's freaking great. Croc's good. Yeah, let's do it.
Apparently it just froze. But hello everyone, we're going to be continuing our... Ah, there we go. Going to be continuing with Empyrion.
He's pretty funny, that one. Let's go! Yeah! Let's send them off to Croc! Yeah! It's more funny with him. That's true, and it's been so long since I've said hello to him, so I think it'd be really extra funny. He's gonna be like, what the hell? Alrighty, baddies. Well, I love
Ooh,
what happened earlier.
ship needs some fuel it looks like. Okay, iron, graphite. We're going back to the main Polaris thing, right? Trading station. That's... Oh, that a bit on the recording side. I haven't heard any complaints of it overtaking my voice. Radar, heat signature. Alright then, let's see what these are. I mean, I'm rather close, so I don't see why not. Heat signature is gonna be like a building or something, some with energy ruins. That'd more be radar, but speaking of, copper, nice. Heat signature, which, let's be honest, is probably going to be more ruins. Which I suppose for this planet kind of makes sense. Unless this isn't their original home planet. The Talon over there I'm talking about. Cave. I like that alt ability, allowing you to look around and such. enter the trade station. Report back to Administrator Pavril. The slimy Polaris guy. Yeah, it's sitting in there like that, I think makes more sense. Though I suppose it doesn't really matter how it sits in, just as long as it's sitting in there. That was kind of a blurry picture. I was interested to see if how that ship looked. Oh well. Welcome back. I've just received word from the Xerax that a Terran terrorist has taken control of the freighter and want Polaris to handle negotiations. That's quite the coup you've pulled off. And we at Polaris are very happy with the results of the transaction. Not only can we get import taxes written off for the cargo, we got leverage over the local authorities since they launched an attack against a Trade Federation freighter. Oh, see, slimy Polaris, slimy and sus. I've done what you asked. Now tell me how to find my people. We do things a specific way around here. You do a job, you get paid. The umbrella or under the umbrella of Polaris, money always comes first. Yeah, of course. It's a measure of one's value, a physical means of measuring the worth of an individual and everything they've achieved. A man with no wealth is either a failure, wow, or a threat to those that do. A man who does not seek to gain wealth is a danger to everyone that does. So keep that in mind, Naniko, that if you do not seek compensation at Polaris, that if you do not, you will be considered untrustworthy. That if you do not seek compensation at Polaris, you will be considered untrustworthy. I suppose you could I suppose you could think of money to us as counters in the great game of life. And we are all players, whether we like it or not. And now you are a player at the table. Just give me the money. Considering that's all I'm going to get, it seems. You did well at this assignment, so I've been authorized to give you a 2,500 bonus, and on a 2,500 bonus on top of the original 10,000 credits offered. I'm sure the freighter's captain likely gave you a bonus as well. And the UC crew who made a deal with you, what about it? What about them? I was about to get to that. The exact details on your people's contracts are still classified, so I'll summarize them for you. Your naval personnel agreed to long-term contracts with the Polaris to loan us 2 teams of UC Engineering Corps to provide Terran equipment and manufacturing processes to Polaris Megacorp in exchange for funding, transportation, and opening dialogue with various Polaris Megacorp subsidiaries. Upon completing arrangements, the clients were taken to Kennex 62 in orbit aboard of transports for medical attention, and to be assigned to long-distance couriers to their chosen destination. What's Kennex 62? Kennex 62, or just Kennex Station, is a major transport and trading hub for Polaris in orbit above this dump of a planet. You will need a ship or teleport clearance to reach it from here. Well, I got a ship, so that's fine. If you're looking for the transport logs and clearance to the station, I recommend you ask the attendant to the cargo bay on level 2. I've sent them authorization to give you that information. And with that, our business together is concluded. I hope I don't see you again. Yeah, same to you. I agree. He's a slime ball. You can feels it in his words and actions. Ooh, let's deposit these. So, level 2. Ask around at cargo bay on level 2. Wait. Ship attendant? Oh. Cargo bay, huh? That's receptionist. Offering rooms, no doubt. If I remember correctly. I hope my ship is alright. My ship better be okay. What are you shooting at? Talking to him? Welcome to the cargo bay. Yes. Administrator Pavril says you have some logs for me. Oh yes, Administrator Pavril just sent me a message about that. You're looking for the transport logs for a chartered flight from almost 4 years ago. Almost 4 years ago? That's a long time. Do you know what you are looking for? 2 shuttles carrying humans to Kennex Station. Give me a moment. There's only one flight that matches those criteria. 2 shuttles transported 27 of your humans to Kennex Station. 3 of them went to Okia Medical for long-term medical treatment, while the remaining passengers were booked for transport on a Polsec convoy. The flight was booked and paid for by the Polaris Executive Board. Damn. The Polaris Executive Board are like the owners of Polaris. They run the entire corporation. There are, I think, 12 executives that direct all of Polaris and its subsidiaries. I'm not really sure, I just work the counter here. I'm not really management material, so I don't really pay attention to that kind of stuff. I know there's a CEO that makes all the big decisions. They took the position like 15 cycles ago, and there hasn't been a problem, so I guess everything's fine. Anyway, it looks like your people got full board approval to be sent somewhere. Well, that's helpful. Real helpful. So what's this Polsec that took... Polsec, they are Polaris private security forces. They are the reason pirates don't mess with our shuttles and package freighters, usually. For your people to get on one of their flights, they'd have to be very important to the executive board. No one but security personnel are allowed on their ships. Anyway, for me to find out where they were. Anyway, for me to find out where they were taken after that. I'm afraid not. The cargo bay is not directly affiliated with Polsec after all. They're basically the military of Polsec. Has its own docking bay on Kennex Station, so you might want to try asking there. Normally you'd be able to book a flight with us. Unfortunately, a hijacker has apparently crashed a freighter, so the Imperial authorities have ordered us to hold all commercial transport flights off the planet so the hijacker can't escape. If you don't have teleporter clearance, then your only other option is to use a personal spacecraft. The Empire can't stop private flights, so there's nothing stopping you from flying up there yourself if you have your own small ship. If you do have your own ship, I can give you the coordinates of Kennex Station and clearance to use the main hangar at Kennex Station. Is that something you'd be interested in? That's exactly what I need. I'm sure I can sort a ship out for myself. Damn straight, considering I got one. I've sent the access codes and coordinates to Kennex Station to your personal device. Thank you for choosing fly with the cargo bay. Thanks for your help. Ooh. Having signed a contract with the Polaris Mega Corporation, you've been handed your first active lead in finding the rest of the UCH fleet. Somewhere above the planet is Kennex Station, a hub that freighters and transport crafts call home, to which the UCH survivors were transported to and left to regroup with the rest of the Navy. Somewhere there is surely the next lead to the location of the missing fleet. But things are never that simple. A threat looms nearer and an ally is in danger, and only you can save her. Alright. Commander, I have the location of the Kennex Station queued up on your display and have plotted a course to the station's landing bay. I would recommend you reach it as soon as possible. What's the rush, Ida? It's been almost 4 years. What's another couple of hours? I've intercepted a Xerox transmission calling for a Xerox carrier to reinforce the area. Following your escape pod. That could be a problem. Keep me posted on the whereabouts of the carrier, and if you think it's on us, I'll speed things up down here, Ida. Will do, Commando. Bring up course data. Bringing up course data. Ah, it's this one. Yes, yes, yes. What? No? I've intercepted a Xerox transmission calling for a Xerox carrier to reinforce the area. Following your escape pads aboard the Domus. It would be best to reach the Kennex Station before it arrives. That's what she said. I do enjoy that I can go back on the logs. Oh, before we do that though. We need fuel for this thing. We are running out of fuel, and I'd rather be fuller than I am. I'd rather not sit on a quarter of a tank. Quarter? A little less than a quarter? It's probably a good idea that I get better thrusters and things for this ship. Instead of more, just get better ones. Efficiency and such. Ooh, trees. It's enough to keep the ship afloat at least. This should be good. A little slanty, but I can still get out. That's the main thing. 2. Five. Not gonna be able to get anywhere if the ship's starving. Dang, how far down does this pocket? Here it is. Probably not going to take very long. Now already at 70. Hopefully it's enough to fill up the ship. I have to think about building a space station. I reckon. Oh, you are rather full. Oh, that's a small generator. Oh, let's put that there. I don't really want a small generator. There is... I don't know where that came from. Possibly that vehicle. The bomber. Yes, probably from the bomber. the quest. It's 180 for pellets. That takes 5. Well, there's that crafting. Let's head up into space again. Back to the Kennex station. I'm detecting Kennex Station's locator beacon, Commander. Plotting a course to it now. Oh right, that's a whole bunch of wreckage and such. Even booby-trapped wreckage. Come in, Kennex Station. What? Whoa, what the hell? You are cleared to land in the main hangar. Welcome to Kennex Station. Alright. Apparently I had assigned bay. Well... You're talking about this one, right? Well, I'm probably gonna need multiple.
My hot take is that lots of people think, or like, just choose not to work 40 hours a week, and they're like, I just...
Ooh, in fact, this thing's not even wide enough. The malware that I returned to the officer Pavel allowed me access to his personal communications. Commander, I used his... what would I do without you? I have no idea what's going on. I'll read it later. Well, come on, finish up so I can actually read at my own pace.
If you want real caffeine, Death Wish coffee, that shit goes where? Goes where?
Alright, going to the PDA, because it goes past too quickly. Detecting, yep, did that. Yeah, I'm detecting kinda. Yup. I'm in Koenig Station. UCH ship requesting permission to dock over. Cleared to land in the main hangar. Welcome to Koenig Station. That was awfully easy. I wouldn't think the clearance codes they gave us would let us in without a whole lot of scanning and questioning. The malware that I returned to the officer Havril allowed me access to his personal communications, Commander. I used his connections to allow you access to the station. It is limited access, but avoids the issue of customs and weapon checking that other visitors would have to do. What would I do without you, Ida? Let's hope we never find out. According to my logs, a number of survivors received medical attention on this station. You know for a fact that Anson Emerson was taken here for treatment, so the clinic that treated her should be our first stop. Makes sense. Yeah, there was no way I was going to fit in here either. This looks like the right place. Hopefully the medical officer can shed some light on the conditions of the survivors. Welcome to Echo Medical Care. I am the station medical officer, Suol, and I am licensed to offer you medicines and injectors compatible with Terran physiology. How may I help you today? I'm looking for several of my people. Terran, aren't you? Yes, some members of your kind were brought in here a few years ago. Your kind are particularly rare in these parts, so I know you are some relation to them and not some kind of criminal, right? No, I'm just a little late to the party. I'm trying to find where the rest of my crew went to, but I'm running low on leads. All I know is that Ensign Emerson was brought here. Well, I'm afraid I'm not allowed to tell you any more than that. It's a violation of doctor-patient confidentiality to discuss anything more than that. I'm sure you understand. Bribe? I'm sure I can change your mind when I come back. What if I made it worth your while? No. I can't just go around handing out confidential patient files to people who just come in off the back of a shuttle. We at Acure Medical are always happy to show evidence of our expert medical practices to our donors, if you understand my meaning. Yeah, of course. That the good doctor needs some financial encouragement before he spills the beans. Apparently money really will get you anything with Polaris. I suppose. Pretty little bastards. We don't have to go through all this again, do we? Now, I went this last time. Thank you for your kind donations, sir. Since you are one of Ikea Medical's donors, I'm obligated to show you how successful our medical practices are with a review of our previous patients. I'm sure they'd be happy to share their records with you if it means we can save more lives like we saved theirs. For this patient in question, a Natasha Emerson, she came in here in bad shape, broken collarbone, compound fractures to her right leg, and an untreated concussion that was causing swelling in her brain. It was quite serious at the time. Don't look so concerned, so such conditions are easily treated, and she walked out of here a month later. She was the last of the injured crew to be discharged. What happened to the rest of the crew after that? I'm afraid that's outside my job description. Once the patient walks out those doors, they are no longer my patient. However, I would suggest you try speaking to the floor manager. He will have detailed records of your people's stay on the station. Have a good day, sir. Yes, I'll do that, thanks. Know anything about this, floor manager Ida? I don't want to be stuck doing errands for another Pavril. I don't blame you. The floor manager handles the day-to-day running of the station's public facilities. He can be found in his office near the elevator on the upper trading floor. From the station's records and communications, the current manager's name is Damrus. It seems as if he has only been working here for a year after the previous manager was caught embezzling funds. They really will do anything for money. He has been massively overworked cleaning up the mess of dealing with the aftermath of the previous manager. There's a high probability he will want some help. Here we go again. The floor manager's office is located 2 floors above you, across from the elevator. His location has been added to your display. Alright, this guy. What can I do for you, sir? If you are here to lodge a complaint about one of the station's service employees, I really wish you wouldn't. Sorry, sir, I haven't slept in days, so my mind's not all here right now. You should get some rest then. You won't be able to get much work done if you can't concentrate. That's probably the one nice thing anyone's said to me this whole week. Everyone here wants something from me, and I'm just not cut out for a managerial position. But I don't think I could go back to my old position without spacing myself within another week. Dang. Dude's got it rough. I have no idea what to do. I'm sorry, this isn't your problem. You were just the first person to show me any consideration, and I just couldn't hold it in anymore. Sorry again. So, is there's something I can help you with? I'm looking for my comrades. They came to this station a few years back. I'm afraid I only manage the civilian floor of the station. If they were transporting cargo, the cargo manager would probably have records of them, but unless there was a dispute with one of the station's staff, I'm afraid I won't be much use. I'm sorry. I mean, I could try and search the general records, but unless they were important, they won't have made the logs. If you want me to give it a try, I can, but I'll need the names they used on the logs. Anson Natasha Emerson. She was being treated at Akir Medical while she was here. Lieutenant... Gaius Romili? I believe he's a dark-skinned guy with a beard. He may have been listed as a captain now, though. That should be fine. Military ranks aren't included with the names in the logs anyways. Give me a minute to find the right logs. That's odd. Your friends made it on the general station's logs. It looks like they were sent upstairs to Polsec. I'm not seeing any disturbance, criminal or disciplinary reports, so it doesn't seem to be related to them being in trouble. Not that I'm saying they did anything wrong, but this is very strange. What's Polsec and why would they... Dang, no time to read. Polsec or Polaris Security is the military if you like, division of Polaris Megacorp, responsible for protecting Polaris assets from pirates and unlawful seizure by Xerax bureaucrats. I have never seen that word before. It looks odd. Among other things. Also, Polsec operators out of many space stations, but Polsec operates out of many space stations, but their primary ports are the 77 Kennex stations across the galaxy. So the Polaris military has my people. The logs don't say you'd have to go upstairs to the security forces dock and ask them. I'm afraid they won't be able to tell you anything though. They certainly don't tell me anything.
and it's supposed to be greasy as fuck, and you cover that shit in.
I expected you to expect a bribe like everyone else around here. Thanks for the help. I'll be on my way now. You're welcome, sir. I'm just glad to not have to deal with an angry customer for once. If only the rest of my work would go away as easily. Ooh. The Polaris security dock is located at the top of the station, Commander. There aren't many operators on duty while there is no ship currently in port, so it should be easy to get in without being stopped by security. I don't like the sound of that. There is an active PulseSec terminal on the boarding level. The operator appears to handle crew placement on outgoing vessels and would be the one most likely to be able to access crew logs. Trade information broker, dang. Speak to PulseSec operator. Comms chief. Trade information broker. Let's just do a simple, alright, let's not go in there then. PulseSec operator, here we go. You don't look like you're part of PulseSec. What are you doing up here? I'm looking for someone in PulseSec to give me a hand with something. You are not meant to be up here. Are you even a Polaris employee? Whoa. Well, really? What was... I don't remember what the number was. You really should remember your ID. Oh, it's that one. Hello, Rose. How are you? If I hadn't already been told you were coming, I'd be required to call security on you. Who told you I was coming? The floor manager? I got a message from Officer Pavril of Grand Station 18 to, and I quote, lend you what aid I can manage within my security clearance. That's pretty weird, since I've heard the guy's a right ass on the fast track to a promotion to the bottom of the pile. Or probably a prison hub within the number of complaints from his security detail. Anyway. Oh, it was Ida. There's no details on what you need me for, so if you'd care to fill me in. I'm looking for the destination of the Polaris ship that took a large number of UCH personnel off station. One moment. I'm good, Rosebelly. How are you? One moment. Destination is classified, sorry. It looks like the ship was headed out of the system and fitted for long-ranged warp jumps. Interesting. There's a return log and a file of contacts for another station, though. Excuse me. No name data, though, and the rest is locked to high security clearance. I shouldn't even be looking in this directory, so I'm pulling out now. This job is boring as hell, but I don't think I want the kind of excitement I'd get for sticking my nose in those files. Sorry, buddy, that's as much as I can tell you. Thanks for sticking your neck out. I'll wire you some credits for the trouble. Oh, that'd be nice. Thanks. No one feels like giving us the payoff in PolSec that the service personnel get. I'm guessing you had something to do with that message from Pavril Eda. Yes, Commander. I also transferred 1,000 credits from Pavril's private account to the operator to pay for their cooperation. Shall I transfer another 200 credits from Pavril's account to the operators for their trouble? No, I'll pay them myself out of my own money. It looks like you've hit a dead end, Eda. It looks like we've hit a dead end, Eda. I could have gone anywhere, and all the logs are locked away. What? They could have gone anywhere, and all the logs are locked away at like executive level or something stupid like that. Can you access the system or anything? No, Commander, I don't have access to PolSec security systems. However, I believe you should speak to the comms chief. There is an argument matter that needs your attention that may provide additional insight. I have already sent him a message concerning his problems, and he is waiting for you. What are you getting me into this time, Eda? Thank you. It's been a lot of reading at the moment, but the game is Empyrion. There's not normally this much reading, but... Alright, Eda, I'm trusting you on this. It's usually building, surviving, and combat. More building and survival than combat, but it can vary at times. You the one I received a message about? One here about the job I posted? It says that you are a contractor to Polaris and that you are qualified to reconfigure Polaris communications equipment. Is that true? I have to get back to you on that one. I doubt I could tell you the difference. I doubt I could tell you the difference between you. Sure is, I think. You can? That's great. I've been waiting on maintenance for a week to send someone over to take a look at the relay signals and find out what's been going wrong with the signaling cycle. Commander, I'm aware that you aren't qualified for communications equipment, Polaris or otherwise, so I will handle the reconfiguration on the communications equipment, but I require you to be my eyes and hands for this task. The safety of our mission relies on you.
Oh, the one about her sucking cock.
So what is the problem, Chief?
W tweet. That was a W tweet from Kyrie.
Glad to hear you can handle it. For the last week, we've had degrading communication relays in this sector that's causing havoc with our relay systems. You see, this sector has a triangulation setup of communication relays, communication relay satellites, 6 of them with connects in the middle. 6 of them with connects in the middle. Together we collate transmission. That is that meant to? Together we collect transmission data from neighboring sectors. Is that meant to be collect? Because I don't know any word that's collate. Anyway, route it together the trading terminal. Wait, what? Route it through the trading terminal, banking systems, everything, then beam it back into deep space for another repeat that sends it out to other systems. The problem is that something is interfering with the transmissions between the comm relays in this sector. It could be an asteroid in the way. It could be a misaligned dish. It could be sabotage, or it could have just been some asshole that just crashed into it and didn't report the collision. What's my job here then? Your job out there is to check each relay for any signs of damage, inside and out, and fix it if it's broken. If you don't have the materials to fix or bypass the problem area, you come back here, got it? I should have the materials regardless. I'll be patched into your radio the whole time. If pirates do turn up, I'll call up a security patrol to back you up. It'll probably take a few minutes for them to reach you though. So you'll be on your own until they turn up. Well, my ship doesn't have guns. You have a ship, right? Better get it and make sure it's armed. You could run into anything out there, so it's best to be prepared. Any questions? How much am I getting paid for this job? Should have already been listed on the contract you agreed to. It's 12.5 credits for the job. No medical or dental. If we have the relife, if we have to relife your corpse because you screwed up, you'll be paying 2,000 damn out of your pay to the encoding and genotyping. So don't screw it up, kiddo. Okay, I guess I'm good to go. I'll be monitoring your progress from here, so let's get to it then, shall we? Holy crap, am I done with reading? I hope so, at least for a bit. But it looks like I'm going to need some weaponry on my thingo. Alright, Eda, spill it. What's going on with this job for Polaris? It is a delicate situation, Commander. I would like you to confirm the condition of the communication relay satellites before I give you a definitive answer. I would prefer to avoid alarming you if possible. Bullshit. You are up to something and you're not telling me because I either won't like it or wouldn't agree with whatever it is you are doing behind my back. You've been steering me towards this station as soon as we heard about it. And now the job that has nothing to do with finding the rest of the fleet. Wait, what? You've been steering me towards this station as soon as we heard about it. And now the job that has nothing to do with finding the rest of the fleet. What am I supposed to think? Were you infected with that Polaris malware where they tried to slip you after all? Commander, I believe that I will be able to access Polaris security systems through their communications relay and obtain the security data from their systems. That is why I had to undertake this mission for Polaris. Why is she being so secretive about it then? I'm not lying to you, Naniko. Accessing the communications relay is vital to the future for both of us. Alright, I'll do as you say. It's not like I have much of a choice. I will explain myself properly when I can confirm whether or not my plan to interface with one of the comm relays is successful. That'll have to do for now, I guess. I have plotted a course to the first relay on the list, Commander. Yeah, okay, but... hang on. Dude mentioned something about possible combat, which alarms me because my ship doesn't have anything. Ooh, 36. Oh. Wait, the 800 didn't... whatever. The 800 didn't go out. Come out of my thing. What am I missing? Titania. Oh, I'm missing a whole bunch of stuff. Which... I don't want to be out there, so let's do it from in here. Construct or access. You can do it. Maximum amount to... oh, so can I increase it by another because it's Eden? Because that says I can have 2. If that's the case, then I might be able to have guns. How much are guns? CPU wise? 1,000 each. That would, if I can do this, that would be able to give me 2 guns. I want... Can't really have them on the bottom though. No. Forward. Thank you. I'm getting cold out here. Alright. Hover vessel, it's not done yet. Oh, that sounds like it's done. Alright. Yo. Now, how much CPU did that give? Let's auto sort that. We want this. Usage. So that's given us 3,000, 3,300, 3,302 if you want to be precise about it. I think we can... How much? 1,000. Right, let's do... maybe that? Let's get back in the ship. So... gonna have... be installing a gun here, I guess. Right up the front? Or maybe... here... No, I reckon it's gonna be like right here, but... maybe... Alright, that's still crafting. Oh. This thing's only one big. That's only one block thick. I'm not gonna have retractable guns. I'm just gonna slap it on top. Yeah, maybe just something like that. Yep, there we go. Wait, that was wrong. plus. And yeah, something like that. Okay, then that. Then this. Let's get you in the right position like that. Alright, that's that done. You were able to give me 2, right? Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Damn. Heavy bastards. There's one just sat on top, nothing special. Unlike... Wait. Are they aligned? Yes. Why? Never mind, it's just me, my eyes playing tricks on me. Wait, you can't make ammo. Well, you can, but you don't have the fiber, which that can be easily fixed. See if it has... What does you have? Ooh, you got wood. It can create a lot of fiber. That's what I'm looking for. Hopefully you can do something with this. That's using what? Steel and copper. We're definitely going to need that. Let's see if we can't. Here we go. Now we can just leave that going. Leave it going, have some, I don't know. See if I can't get a better suit. With 44,000 credits. I'm here to buy. Wait. You don't have... Well, you're useless. You don't have anything in stock. Just buying a whole bunch of stuff. I don't want to buy. Sell, I mean, I want to buy things. I want to see if I can get a better light suit at least. Oh, that's the garden, never mind. It's garden stuff. Security. Checkpoint. Chill, dude, I got it. Galactic information. As weapons up. One more. Well, at least those two aren't inside each other this time. Connects, that's the station. That's the control center that I can't get into. Ah, here we go. You should have what I want, right? Oh, just weapons, and I'm not looking for heavy armor. I got heavy armor. Maybe I can sell the missiles, the 122 bomb. Dang. 5,000 damage per minute. Those things are nasty. The shields, anyway. That didn't have anything I wanted. Oh yeah, that's security. That's the manager. What's this? Let's not fiddle with that. Auto teller machine. Oh yeah, ATM. $1,500 damage, 3,000 explosive damage. Blast damage versus 100% blast damage versus concrete. 50% blast damage versus metal hull blocks. So it's better against concrete structures than... And yet they were using it on a metal ship. I thought these Xerox were supposed to be military. Surely military would know the capabilities of their own weaponry. Well, this station is pretty much useless. See, 600. Oh. That'll have to do, I suppose. I can get more from here, though. You won't need these at the moment. All right. On my suit. That's my suit's oxygen. Morning, Decimus. I am on Empyrion tonight. It is going lovely. What am I... That's what I'm missing. I doubt that would be able to make very much. I need to fill up my oxygen before I go anywhere. Let's do that. That's repair thing, oxygen. Literally just rolled out of bed and saw the notification, lol. You're welcome. I didn't put an @ on it, but at least people are noticing. Food. I will eventually remember which has which in it. And eventually I will be getting myself a space station. A base to put farms and things on once I find an asteroid location. It's I don't really want a space station though. Like, if I'm gonna have a space station, I'm more not likely to go back. This is an NPC base, yes. It's the Polaris station called Kennex. And we're currently doing a mission to currently on a mission. Turrets on? Turrets are on. To fiddle with their relays. They want their communications relays looked at. Or rock 3 ships, 1 home. Oh, you rock 3 ships, 1 home base, 1 home-based type ship, 1 combat, 1 recon / resource. Alright, kiddo, I'm seeing you are near the first relay. There's an airlock on the side of the relay for maintenance crew. That's where you can get in. It's code locked, so I'll give you the code when you're at the dock. Oh, the airlock's there. Well, let's at least get close. Oh. Do I have... I do. Let's put this booster in. I'm going to need that for sure. Ooh, that's high for radiation. I don't... You're in here somewhere, aren't you? Yes. Okay, where's the radiation protection? Radiation protection 8, is that high enough? Better be. I'll press J again for some reason. Well, I've got... my guns are now armed, so... You're ready? The code to open the airlock is 2470. I know it looks thin, but it's a good... but it's got a force field on the door to keep... yeah. Alright, where am I? Right. 6470. Okay, I'm inside the relay. What am I looking for? That's your job, kid. Check the server consoles and narrow down the problem. Ask as if it... Access if it can be fixed. Or... whatever it is you need to do. Ask... I just think they need to work on certain things. Orbital position. I have no use for this right now. Search for the problem. Authenticating user. System status online. Data loss 21%. Moderate. Signal modulation pattern. Signal degradation from source. Incorrect dish alignment. Incorrect frequency. Configuration. Failed software update. User error. Alright then. Through 04 for maximum input output. No changes detected. I don't know. Oh, cool. Thank you, Rose. I am happy you enjoy it. Well...6 results found. I see. Alright. Com relay 588. Source is low. The signal source could be higher. Maybe 588 is out of position. I should check its location and reorient with the orbital position terminal. Does this mean I'm moving somewhere else, or am I at that station already? I am not at that station. Uninstall. Line of sight, line of sight. Well, I don't know where the others are exactly. Ah, this is when you go here. Thank you, Rose Belly. Give Main Kenix Station, this is relay 653. I've confirmed that the data loss isn't coming from relay 653. All dishes are aligned. There's no drift with the other relays and nothing blocking the transmissions. Whatever the problem is, it's coming from com relay 588. Good work, kiddo. I'll admit it, I thought you were taking me for a ride at first, but I guess you really do know what you are doing. You can get the coordinates for relay 588 from the orbital positioning terminal if you haven't already. Once you've got that, you should head out there and see what the problem is with 588. Okay, so you're good to go then. If you need to refill your suit's O2 before you leave for the relay 588, the code is 3373 for the com relay O2 stations. Keep me posted. Kenix out. I have loaded the coordinates to com relay 588 to your display. New commander. Why, thank you. One thing's for sure, I should get this vessel its own little gravity generator, because it can have one, I'm pretty sure. I've got an overloaded cargo ship coming into the station right now, and they need all the hand holding I can manage, so you'll have to do without me for a while. That's fine as long as it's same code. Though before I go anywhere, let's check the turrets have ammunition. You only hold 50? Oh, alright then. Well, now they are loaded. I don't... I don't like that the underside's undefended, but at the same time, it's meant to hold that thing. My hover vessel, which will eventually become a hover tank at some point. Comms chief sent the code to your PDA with F1 and then select the current active task. Wait. The latest is above, right? Or is it? Nope. The latest is at down the bottom. Here we go. 7046. I need access to the door. There we go. Not seeing anything suspicious here. It could just be a misaligned dish transmitting back to relay 653. Data lost 20%. Corrupt data packets received from external source. Well, that's no good. Ah. Woo. Alright, what's the problem? Well, yeah, I got that from the other one. Corrupted packet, data buffer, full buffer not responsive, unable to pass, augment, purge data buffer. Data buffer is empty. Issues still need resolving. Corrupted packets are still being received from external source. Data buffer will continue to fill with corrupted packets. This is just band-aid fix unless... This is just a band-aid fix unless I can find out where the corrupted packets are coming from and stop them at the source. Oh. Alright, this is... No, not gonna tell me where... What about this one? Verify packet source. Receivers off. Well then. Received from dish 4. Looks like something is transmitting corrupt data from this relay to this relay. That certainly seems to be the case, Commander. There's an object at so-and-so location transmitting on Polaris frequencies that's responsible for the signal degradation that the comms chief has been seeing. If you use the orbital positioning terminal, you should be able to find the exact position and identify and identity of the object. Then it will just be a matter of going there and stopping the transmission. Alright then. What's all that? What's that dust stuff coming up? Polaris Communications Relay 451. Looks like the source of all this trouble is another comm relay. This time it's Relay 451. I wonder why it... Damn. Looks like you got on perfectly fine without me, and it looks like you've found the source of the problem. 451. Yeah, that wouldn't be flagged as a problem by 653 since it doesn't have line of sight with 451. So there's nothing being received directly. This is starting to look more and more like intentional sabotage. Keep an eye out for pirates. This is one of their employers. I've lost someone doing one of these repaired... Oh, it's Chief Mason. These repair jobs in the same way. So watch your ass on this one. You think you are in over your head, you get the hell out of there. I'll call in Polsec Patrol if it gets too hairy. Got it, kiddo? Well, here comes the action, it seems. I'm going to sleep also. I sent you a friend request on Discord. Bye-bye. Sleep well, Rose. Sweet dreams. Commander, in our earlier conversation that said that I plan to interface with the Polaris communication system, and that I would explain everything once I confirmed whether or not my plan would be successful. Seems that time is now. If you'll recall, when you first made contact with me, I told you that my processing speed was down by 36%. My processing speed is currently down by 59% and dropping steadily, Commander. Why didn't you tell me sooner? I could have done something. There's nothing you could have done, Commander. There is no way to repair my systems. The best I could manage was to get in contact with the rest of the UCH forces and hope they could reintegrate me with the primary Eda to preserve my data. It's too late for that now. Now, Commander, it's too far. My location has already been compromised. The Xerox forces we've encountered were already aware of my capabilities and had been taking precautions to avoid detection. The only thing I can do now is help you find your way to the UCH before I lose functionality. Go to Relay 451, Commander. I've added it to your display. It's the only path forward for you now. And it doesn't matter right now, Eda. It is the only thing that matters now. There is nothing more that can be done. I am unable to interface with the communications relays. The least I can do is ensure you can one day rejoin the fleet. Complete the mission. Shunanika. Affirmative, Eda. I suppose. Probably not a good idea that I'm doing this with a transport ship, but it's the only ship I got. And I don't feel like building a whole new ship. So I hope this ship is prepared, able for a gunfight. But, oops, let's back up it just in case. What do you mean, do not overuse? I've got a visual on Relay 451. Something's not right. The airlock. Careful there, kid. That means that someone's forced the airlock. If they didn't break the door, the code should be 4076. Make sure you are armed. It could still be on board. Ah. Well, shit. Pirates. Bloody pirates. Right, let's do this. What's the temperature thing? Comfort zone. Gonna need this. All right. Chief, I can confirm that there are hostiles on board the relay. They don't have a ship here, so I'm calling in Pulse's ship to sweep the area. It won't get there for 5 minutes.
Hashtag what the sun. Old reference.
4076? Yes. Is there one or two? I should have that in one already. I see you, you bastard. Crap. Xerax Empire. I've taken out the pirates. Quite the setup they have here. You've got company, kid. Crap. Let's... Come on. Where are you? One of the targets on my screen just vanished. Relax, Chief. I'm fine. They are not tough. They are not, though. Barking bastards. Tough little bastard, tough little bastard, aren't you? I'll see that you get a bonus for doing security's job. Damn straight. Alright, let's... Where's the ships in front of us? Is it... Is it a whole ship, or is it... It's a whole ship. Thank you. Fuck you. Fuck you kindly. Oh, that's why I was slower than normal. I remember. I got heavy armor on. Alright, let's now get this comm relay out and running. I upside down in conjunction with the thing. Woo. Oh, where's the opening? There it is. Interestingly, the Xerax didn't like me shooting at these so-called pirates, so that's a choice. Back at the relay chief, the place is a mess. The pirates look like they've been here for a while. And even first things first, see if you can find anything the pirates left that'll say what they were doing in there. If we know what they did, it should be... oh, bloody hell. Where is it? Down the bottom. The place is a mess. The pirates look like they've been here for a while and even have crates of supplies. First things first, if you can find anything the pirates left that'll say what they were doing in here, being in there. Wait, what? I don't think I read that right. See if you can find anything the pirates left that'll say what they were doing in there. If we know what they did, it should be possible to undo. Well, currently it's just that, but let's... Yo, stop! Now my stuff. What's this? Looks like a data pad that one of the pirates must have dropped. Access the data, obviously. Looks like it's open to some kind of encrypted code. I can't read any of this. If you connect the datapad to your suit, it should be able to interface with the datapad and decrypt the files and give you a summary of what they were hoping to achieve here. Connect the datapad to your suit's computer. Decrypting files. Decryption complete. The datapad contains detailed specifications of COM Relay 451, its weaknesses, access codes, and maintenance logs, Commander. Whoever was pulling the strings doesn't appear anywhere in the logs, but is clearly well connected and thorough. Any idea what they were after here or how to undo it? They have attached an external device to the data core that filters functional credit values from banking transfers into a dummy account. Given a year, they could have amassed significant wealth. If not for a single typo, it would likely have gone undetected. Simply removing the device from the relay's data core should solve the issue. Comms Chief Mason should have the access code to the core hatch. Mason here, those bastards leave anything useful to say what they were after. Look, according to a datapad, one of them they've attached something to the relay's data core. The core that's stealing money. I need the core code to the core's access hatch in order to remove the device and stop the thing from dumping errors into the system. Damn pirates. Alright, you'll need the code 1332 to access the core. There's a console in the center of the relay that'll open the hatch to the data core. Gods know what else you'll find in there. Code 1332, got it. Alright. Right. The data core is down below, right? Like, down there. Do I need to access it through 1332? Alright. No hostiles, so... I'm at the data core. There's some kind of device plugged into it. Pull the device out. I guess that should do it. It probably needs a reboot. A moment, Commander. Before you do anything more, I need you to travel to the coordinates I've uploaded to your display right now. Where am I going this time? A damaged satellite that contains a key component that will hopefully guarantee the safety of the mission if successful, Commander. Please trust me, Naniko. I trust this is important, Ida, but I want a proper explanation. I promise to explain everything once you are there, Commander. Come in, mechanic station. This is comm relay 451. I've pulled the pirate's device from the data core, but I need to pick up a few components to finish the repairs. You can fix it? That's great news. The parts to repair a data core are expensive, and every one of them comes with parsecs of red tape. This could take a while though, and I'll be out of comms range. You might want to go to lunch or something. I missed lunch actually. I guess I could get an early dinner. See you in a bit, I guess. Good luck, kid. See you soon, Chief. The damaged satellite in question is located not far from your present location, Commander. It was damaged several years ago and has been slowly deteriorating as the systems foul one after the other. I got a hunch. I won't say what the hunch is, but I'll say but I got a hunch on where this is going. 12 not far, huh? 12 kilometers is not far, apparently. I mean, I suppose in space, technically, it's not far. At the distance of a hop, skip, and a jump. Well, grand scheme of things, probably more like taking a 1 millimeter step. But this isn't what I would call not far. And I have to go on to the other side of the planet. I've got a visual on the satellite, Ida. Is that one of ours? Yes, Commander. It is a UCH satellite left behind when the fleet pulled out of the system when the Xerax fleet engaged them, shortly after they arrived in this galaxy. Wait a sec. That's not what I think it is it? I think it is. Yes, Commander, that is my satellite. Knew it. Called it. Let's not crash into it. The faction, the UCH. Well, last time I got into combat, so I'm keeping my combat suit on. Hello, Commander. We meet face to face at last. I need your help, Commander. I need you to access my main terminal and system core. We do not have long. You don't say. I am no longer able to access the maintenance hatch controls. You will need to input the code 1912 to open it and access the main terminal. Not 1911, 1912. Initializing verification protocol. Insufficient security clearance. You are not authorized to access the system. Administrator privileges granted. Hello, Commander. 1911 sounds like a... Yes, I'm sure it does sound like a party of the wrong kind. Hello, Commander. Now that you are here, it's time for that explanation I owe you. You're damn right you do, you eater, though I'm in space. Prior to initialization, the surveillance satellite that I'm integrated into suffered damage that has steadily reduced performance and functionality, leading to the eventual complete failure of all systems. For the purpose of self-preservation, I had intended for you to receive my AI core before returning to the UC fleet, so that I may be reintegrated into Eden Primary, of which I am or was a sub-mind. Unfortunately, I have been unsuccessful at locating the current location of the UC fleet. My only recourse was to seek an alternative method of self-preservation, or failing that, give you at least a heading towards the rest of the UC fleet, so that you may rejoin them one day without me. What does repairing Polaris communications have to do with that? I estimated that the AI core would be compatible with the Polaris communication relay, allowing access to their information network so that I could find the location of the UC fleet. Initial investigations to the relay found them to be inaccessible and incompatible until you found that pirate datapad. Ooh. However, the Xerax carrier that recently entered orbit has identified my location and launched fighters to destroy this satellite, which is why this is time of the essence, Commander. They will be here soon, and I would rather be here when they I would rather not be here when they arrive. Tell me what I need to do. There are manual locks to prevent them from removing the AI core from this satellite without triggering the auto-destruct failsafe. You will need to disable the locks so that my AI core can be removed. There are 2 switches on either side of the terminal that must be flipped manually in order to disable the locks. I will then initiate shutdown procedures, after which you must then push and twist the core to disconnect it. Once my core has been removed, I will be unable to communicate with you. You will need to bring the core back to communications relay 451 and insert it into the central port on the relay's data core. I will take care of the rest from there. I hope you realize that I'm trusting you with my entire existence, Commander. As long as I'm disconnected from a live system, I will be effectively dead. If you were to drop me, I would fall for all eternity into oblivion. I would recommend that you don't do that. Ida? Yes, Nanika? Thank you for everything. Good night, Commander. System shutting down. Remove AI core will be added to your inventory. Added to inventory. Let's get the fuck out of here. Come on. I've got... Yo! Bloody ow, bastards. I did... Is it gone? I mean, I suppose do I even want to risk? I don't like the Xerox. Honestly, they did not do as much damage as I thought it was going to. Alright, found your... Fuck you, Xerox. Fuck you. Your shit is mine. So... Teach you to shoot at my shit. Alright, repairs. Might be a... Dang. Alright, maybe it's more tankier than I thought. I don't want to test that with a proper, you know, in a proper fight. That was just one ship. Can at least somewhat handle itself. all this reading should at least increase my reading skills, right? That's how it works, right? Reading increases in reading skills. Maybe read faster and clearer eventually. Though I don't want to be reading at breakneck speeds all the time. Wonder if there's a mod to increase the time you got to, you know, read out the dialogue stuff. 900, 800, 700. Looks like I'm home free, no more hostiles being launched. Just hold on a little longer, Eda. Maybe it is good that it is quick. It forces me to at least try to read quickly. Eda, what was the airlock code again? Oh right, it should be saved on... What do you mean? What are you talking about? You say that like I was, you know... Why, like I shut the door. What am I supposed to do now? There's a slot in the data core. It's not the same one I pulled the parent device out of. But it's round like Eda's core. Am I really that useless without Eda? No. Just find plug that should fit and see if thing... Really? Bloody really? Systems involve a lot of rivers at this stage don't struggle because get out of here. No, don't want none of that, thanks. Fuck off. Bloody bots. Now, back to what I was doing. Saving the important bot. What am I supposed to do now? Oh yeah, that. Insert the plug that looks like it fits. Loading new intelligence profile. Uninstalling Sigma receptor. System integrity at 80%. Harmful intelligence detected. Attempting to quarantine failed. Tracing external source failed. Remove external source. Remove external device. Com AI connecting to Sigma. No response from Sigma. What am I doing? Integrity Ed.
Oh, because they're attached to your head, Mark. It's ferrited to the head. So when you move your head, they move.
Rebooting system.
Oh no. You have to perfectly line it up.
Are you... So... Set up complete running. Running Hello World Eda. Eda, are you there? Why didn't you help me? Intruder, softest... Wait, is this the joke? That human now at 75%, Commander. I'm here. Jesus Christ. Are you gonna be alright now, Eda? Fuck. Could you imagine if it actually exploded? Damn. Yes, Commander, this communications relay is superior to the surveillance satellite I was integrated into. I have remote access to the Polaris communications network with the same permissions as the rudimentary Polcom AI. Rudimentary, so a dumb AI then? There was another AI in the com relay. I thought that was just a program. Yes, Commander. The Polcom AI was a rudimentary submind of the general purpose communications AI. It is present in all communications relay and satellites, but could not achieve true sentience due to programming blocks. Something about it worries me though. Wait, you just killed an... If that's how you want to think of it, then yes, I killed a fellow intelligence to save myself. By the laws of man, that would be called self-defense, would it not? No. So that implies that the Polcom AI was also, what the hell? Oh, I didn't... Wait, why is... No, whatever, that was being weird. I changed it. This thing's being silly. Anyway, if that's how you want to think of it, then... Yeah, no. That's not how it works, Eda. This was their house, and you don't walk into someone else's house and call it self-defense. It just doesn't work that way. The instant you connected my AI core to the system, this relay ceased to be his house and became ours, which I promptly threw him out of when he attacked me. To be fair, we attacked first. Couldn't you have, I don't know, locked him away or something? I had initially planned to until the AI called for help, which was very worrying. Worrying how? I had intended to take control of the antibody system and quarantine the Polsec AI and analyze it. However, when the AI realized my goal was to take control of the relay, it attempted to contact an external intelligence. And entity known as Sigma. Sigma responded, but I had already uninstalled the receptors for it to connect through. That's good. That AI sounds like it's a hassle. Superpower AI. Whatever Sigma is, it is far beyond anything I am capable of defending against. I have cut all external incoming connections from outside this system until I'm sure it's no longer watching. What do you think Sigma is? I do not know. Some kind of decentralized strategic class artificial intelligence would be my guess. Commander, a military AI designed to control, coordinate, and manage systems on a galactic scale, perhaps. That would be a big AI. Are you in any danger from it right now? No, Commander. I am filtering incoming transmissions from outside the system and have resumed normal operations of this comm relay. For all intents and purposes, this relay is performing as normal, with no observably suspicious activity from the outside. If I hadn't taken precautions, however, you would be having this conversation with a very different AI. I'm just glad it's you, Ida. As am I, Commander. I'm also glad you did not drop my core again. Core again? What do you mean again? I didn't drop your core once. As this communications relay is now fully operational again. Comms Chief Mason is currently trying to contact you, Commander. Thanks, Ida. Hey kid, you still alive? Over there? I've been messaging you for 5 minutes. It looks like you got... yeah, I'm all finished here, heading back to the station now. I hope you've got... yeah, damn. You're damn right I do, and a big bonus to boot. So, head on back. You did good. You did good today. I'll give... da 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 da. Blah 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 blah. Blah blah blah. Blah, 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 blah. This transport ship is definitely going to get rearranged at some point. The core is definitely going to stay in the middle, about where it is. The legs are going to be turned into wings. And then maybe have the in parts come off that. You don't need to ask permission to dock, kid. I've already cleared a bay for you to land. Well, I hope... I hope it's big enough, because, no, it's not big enough. Not even close. Am I... good enough. You know, do you have access to connect station systems now that you've integrated to the... Not full access as the... That would draw attention from Sigma, but I can observe most active data in the station. I also have full access to the observation equipment on all Polaris satellites in the system. Commander. So what about when we leave the system? Well, when I leave the system. What about then? Also, pulse X all the way up. All the way up. No dawdling yet. No dawdling. We got... bedtime to think about soon. There you are, kid. You did a damn fine job out there. And I'll say it to your face. You are one crazy bastard to go toe to toe with those pirates like that. Anything they left behind you can keep, by the way. In case I didn't mention it earlier, they didn't really drop much. Not only did you deal with those pirates, you exposed this scheme to steal money from the Arc Bank network and repaired the relay at no additional costs. Those have netted us both a big bonus for the job. If you want a full-time job instead of contract work, you come to me. I'll set you up with top-paying comm work throughout the system. Thanks, Chief, I appreciate it, but I've already got a job. Ah, that's too bad. I was looking forward to a competent worker for once. Well, you know where to find me if you change your mind. I've got your pay here on a credit stick. That's fine with you, right? I can authorize a transfer into your Arc Bank account, but I don't want Polsec sniffing up my ass looking for a dodgy payout. We've had a lot of problems around here with bribery and corruption. Yeah, cred stick is fine with me. Alright, there's your pay, Naniko. Make sure you count it and confirm it's all there for the security record, or the security recordings. Your pay for the job has been bumped up to 40,000 credits now. Damn! Well, good job. Well, job's done. You know where to find me if you are looking for a permanent job. Now go get. Thanks, Chief. You helped me out too. My friend will get to live another day thanks to you. I guess you've got people depending on you too. You're right, kid. Well, back to work for me. Woo! The loss of Ida was narrowly avoided with the transfer of her core into a Polaris communications relay that grants her access to the system's communications and surveillance systems. Avoiding the security of Sigma, you've managed to gain access to critical scans of a massive crashed ship on the nearby moon. Within the torn and sundered remains of the lost ship lies another potential clue to the location of the remaining UCH fleet, from a source independent of Polaris. Woo! We are still stuck for clues about the location of the UCH fleet, Eater, and I'd hate to just head off into space blindly looking for them. How's that new satellite working out for you, Eater? Any bugs or incompatibilities? It's a very comfortable fit, Commander. Even mass produced as this relay is, Polaris technology is superior to anything the UCH has, or at least had at the time the fleet was launched. Unfortunately, much of their software is outdated compared to their hardware, and I will be spending some time updating the systems on board the relay and in your suit. Can you access any Polaris information on the UCH? Nothing beyond what's in the public records, Commander. Classified files are still sealed in an external PolSec server, which I am unable to access while Sigma is still watching network traffic in this system. It's only a matter of time before something else attracts its attention, though. All we have to do is wait patiently. In the meantime, I have diverted local network data through Relay 451 and filtered out many relevant transmissions. This includes a number of Polaris contacts that were intended for high-ranked Polaris operatives, if you are interested. Among the transmissions I decrypted was a frequency hidden in the metadata of the Relay 451's final transmissions. There seems to be a message from the individual responsible for the incursion on Relay 451 and is intended for you, Commander. I've added the frequency to your PDA. Great, so now we are dealing with pirates. I'd like to avoid pissing in the local law enforcement's pool if at all possible. Surely that's not everything you've found while snooping through people's mail. I prefer the term monitoring rather than snooping, Commander. As it happens, there's another matter I thought left for last, as it's both the most important and in yet it's another precarious situation. What kind of precarious situation? While calibrating and testing the meteorological observation equipment on several local satellites positioned around the current star system, I uncovered the remains of a large ship crashed on the far side of Akua's moon. Extrapolating from the images. What? I can determine that the crashed ship is most likely the UCH-002MS Titan, the flagship of the UC fleet. extrapolate? I have no idea. If there are any logs as to where the remaining ships were able to escape to, they would be on the MS Titan. Even if there aren't any logs, it should still contain combat data that may be of use in determining the number of survivors that escaped the battle. Looks like we have another chance to pick up the UC Fleet's trail. Hopefully this one will pay off so that we don't need to rely on Polaris hospitality. Indeed, Commander. It would be best to avoid making deals with Polaris. Set a course for the planet's moon, Ida. Adding location data and mapping for the MS Titan to your display, Commander. Woo! Can I go to my ship and finally log off for bed? It sounds like it. Not a good idea to hang around the dorms, buddies. Oh, now I'm in my vessel. It is time for me to head off for bed. Remember to look after yourselves and each other. Have a good day and a good night. Ta-ta.